This is Matrixlord 212, and this is going to be a Matrixlord rant because I have something to say. So I saw all the posts lately, and I know from the outside looking in, like everybody that's not living in New York, my friends in the UK, and people in Canada, and people all over the world, other than New York, are probably like, "What the hell is going on there?" Like, why is everything, like, not reopening there, but all over the world, everything is? So recently we heard that they were going to allow bowling alleys to reopen. Which is like, wow, okay, because the malls are not reopened, the theaters are not reopened, the museums are not reopened. Now they're going to reopen the museums, right? So they're like, but, bowling alleys, we're not going to allow them to serve food or candy or anything. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, people go to bowl, they have a drink. Could be soda, could be water. The guy's bowling, the other one who's challenging him is drinking a drink, having a candy bar, having food, whatever. Not hurting anybody. Right? You're there for the length of the game, right? So, it's natural to have drinks or food or snacks when you're bowling because the game is long. Like, sometimes you're there for hours. So, I'm like, and I'm trying not to be, vulgar, but, who the hell could dictate that to a business and say, hey, we're allowing you to reopen, but you can't do all these things you've done before. Then people are not going to bowl if they can't eat or drink or snack. What if you have somebody that has diabetes and needs a candy bar? Or somebody is dehydrated and wants to drink while they're playing? This is fucking asinine, right? But they didn't say anything about the museums that has a food court that you can go to the food court and eat. And museums make money, most of it, from the food because the food is so overpriced. Right, remember? Food's overpriced in museums.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Beyond belief, just like the theater. So now, you never say anything about not eating in museums? So, let me get this straight. Baseball players can play the baseball games, have Gatorade, have drinks, have food in the mound, in the dugout, right? You don't know, right? But you can't fucking eat in a bowling alley. Now, didn't say anything about museums. But then you have, this is another thing that gets me. You have outdoor dining, right? So picture people are restructuring their restaurants. They're putting up tents and they're putting up all kinds of shit to make it beautiful outside. So you're making outside inside. You're putting up tents, you're making a little house, little hut. You don't have to wear masks in there, you eat. Then I'm seeing this now, and hey, let's just close off the street, put tables all over the street. So you have maybe hundreds of people, sitting in the street for the restaurant, which, listen, the restaurant's got to make back the money. But you can't eat indoors. But you could have hundreds of people outside eating. Right? Blows my mind. But then if I'm walking by there, oh, hey, you got to wear a mask. But the hundreds of people not wearing a mask. Right out there. So then I'm hearing, well, we can't have malls reopen. Why not? It's like a mall outside. Why not? It's called stupidity, okay? It's called looks good on paper, but they're not paying attention, okay? The fact that government's dictating to these businesses how they run their businesses is insane. Now it's gone a step way too far. Government got way too control now. And now you got to relinquish all that control back because you're getting too powerful, you're getting too crazy, you're dictating too much to businesses that's none of your damn business. The levels are so low, it's ridiculous. But you want to reopen schools. You want to reopen schools. But you don't want to eat indoors. You don't want them. Why can't the mall be reopened? If you could close the damn street and outside's like hundreds of people, the mall could hold like thousands of people. Why can't the mall reopen? It's stupidity. And this is another thing. They actually went to war with the church. They took the church to court, the whole church system, because they want to say you're allowed to protest, but you're not allowed to go to church. So they overstepped their bounds as government, and guess what happened? They lost. They lost. So you can go to church now. When should it ever be that the government decides if you can go to church or not? And I don't even care if it's a pandemic or not. When did that happen? Because that's a little too... And now New York, I'm hearing... I live in Staten Island, but I'm hearing in New York, you can't even go to New York anymore. Because it's like Back to the Future 2. Crime, and it's like the world gone nuts. The timeline's altered. People are shooting people. Like, it's crazy. You can't go to New York no more. What the fuck did you do to my New York? Like, what did you do? Because if you did this, you need to go. The mayor and the governor, goodbye. What did you do? Don't want police, then people, you're letting the criminals run free. What the hell? Now when this is over, do you realize how hard it's going to be to restore everything back to normal? It's going to have to be like, somebody's going to have to come in there, get a new mayor, new governor, and fix this. You know, for me to talk, I don't really like to talk politics anymore, but for me to talk politics, you ran New York to the ground now. Now, like, you destroyed, I don't know how many restaurants in the city, businesses and everything. You're trying to make it for it's COVID. But then you hear all of a sudden, you took liquor licenses away from people without any warnings. Then we're hearing it's a scam because he's only going after people that, you know, criticized him. Or maybe from different parties, maybe the restaurants are Republican and he's Democrat. They're Democrat. And they're like, oh, let's get these guys. Like, New York needs to be fixed, all right? The levels are beyond low. You should start reopening everything the way it was. Because if you're going to allow the kids to go to school and risk them, you know, I mean, if kids are going back to school, you should make the malls reopen, make the museums reopen, make the bowlings up, but don't stop being like, if you reopen, you need to do this. If you reopen, you need to do that. It's like the government's become like mafia or something. Like they're getting a cut or something. Or what? I mean, it's like you're telling these people they can't have food. You can't. Like, what are you talking about? How is it like? How do you being allowed to tell businesses how to run their businesses? This I cannot even fathom how this is happening. You allow the museum to have food, but you don't allow the bowling alleys to have food. Like, I don't understand. How does this make sense? Can't go to the theater. Then people are starting to raise prices because they're like, wow, this COVID screwed us up. Let's friggin' skyrocket that shit. And it's like, wow, wait a minute. And things are starting to shrink in the stores. And you charge you more. It's like, wow. Now we got a freaking coin shortage. How the hell did that happen? That people don't have quarters and dimes. Now I'm giving out nickels. Like, what the frig is happening? That you cut back the workforce. Now nobody's making money. Or now you don't have quarters and dimes. Since when did this happen? It's crazy shit going on. Crazy shit. And I just wanted to voice my opinion. Because, like, I'm seeing the chaos. I'm seeing people lose their fucking mind. People are losing their fucking shit. I gotta tell you. The loonies are out. People are crazy. They're crazy. People start talking to themselves and shit. Answering themselves. They're just fucking loony skipperoonie. Like, just fucking crazy ass people. Can't even walk around. It's like a horror movie in the corner. I don't know what's happening. It's so bad you don't even see rats anymore or fucking the vermin because they're like, these motherfuckers are crazy. They stay away and shit. The streets are fucking clean. Clean. It's like the rats and the mice, they just fucking left town. You're like, fuck these crazy bitches. Out.
Hiding from COVID.
They're done. Fuck this. Take care. Bye for now.